Okay, so I've had the Atari 5200 on now for about 3.5 hours on the original 7805 voltage regulators, and it is quite warm to the touch in this area of the console where the regulators reside, the original 7805s. So let's see what kind of power consumption we're eating up here. Let's see. Okay, so line is reading 124.8, which is normal. Power factor rating of 0.69. We are using, okay, yeah, we're right at 59.9, 60 hertz on the line frequency. And yes, that is not a lie. According to the kilowatt, the default 5200 power supply is in fact using up 25.5 volts off the AC to do its job. As a result, the box is a little warm. And now we're up to 25.8. And it is using 17.9, you might as well just say 18 watts of power. Yeah, there it went. It just went to 18 there for just a second. So 18 watts of power to do its job. That's quite a bit. And 0.2 amps. That's quite a lot of juice as well. So what's the cost on this? Well, that means that it costs 5 cents a day, 39 cents a week, $1.67 a month, and $20.40 a year to operate the 5200 in its default power using the original 7805 voltage regulators. So I have two more of my little Traco power or switching converters right here, and we're going to try putting those into the 5200 and see if we can get ourselves a cost savings. Excuse me. So we'll go through the numbers again real quick. .69 power factor, 60 hertz, 59.9 on the line, 25.6, 25.8 volt amps to operate, 17.9 watts, or roughly 18 watts of power, and 0.2 amps to function. And again, we're reading 125.2 off the actual AC voltage right now. Alrighty, so I'm going to switch them out and see what we have afterwards. Okay, and we're back, and I've got the new DC to DC converters in place of the old 7805s installed in the 5200. You can see them there. There's one there, and there's the other one. And in case you're curious, they're not even warm. I mean, really, they're just. I mean, if they're warm, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, there's no heat on this thing anymore. So that's wonderful. Yeah, just ignore the hot glue. I had a problem with the S-Video jack not fitting properly on this unit when I was installing it, and so I ended up having to hot glue the heck out of it in order to get it to stay on there. Not one of my prouder moments, but yeah. So if you're curious, here is the original heatsink assembly that used to be on the 5200, and there is where these two 7805s used to be. There's one of them here, obviously. I haven't cleaned them off yet, but I will. But more importantly, aside from how much extra space there is over here with the heatsink removed, let's see what kind of power savings we might have, if any. So let me move my spotlight over here towards the kilowatt. So I've had this on for just over 2 hours now. Now I realize that I had the other unit on for over 3 hours when I did the measurements, but still 2 hours burn-in time is more than enough to get some good readings here. So let's take a look here. So we're currently reading 126 volts. Okay, 125.8 off my AC line. It's a little on the high side actually, but that's okay. So power factor is currently at 0.57. I believe it was 0.69 before, so the power factor really didn't drop too much. Let's see, we're still reading 59.9 hertz off the AC line, which is, you know, pretty close. Like I said, usually around 59.8 to 60 is what my systems will fluctuate on. And we're currently using 18.9 volt amps. Now, having said that, 18.7, I don't think that's too much of a difference, honestly, from what we had on the 7805. But the power brick itself feels much cooler to my hands than it did before. Let's see if there's any other readings that have changed. Okay, so we're currently using 10.9 watts of power. So I believe that's less wattage than what we had before. I don't quite remember. I'll have to go back in the other video and review it, but still. And let's see, we're using 0.14 amps. And I believe we were using 0.2 something before, so that seems to be an improvement. And 126 volts on the main line. So what are my costs? Well, let's see. So at current power consumption, it's going to run me 3 pennies a day and roughly 23 cents a week, 98 cents a month, and $12 a year to run the 5200 24/7, 365 days a year. Now, I do recall that it was like $20 before with the old 7805. So $12 from the $20 measurement is a much better figure. Excuse me, I'm got a upper respiratory infection, so that's why I sound a little off, and I've got this cough and clearing in my throat. So, yeah, pretty cool.